Welcome to this week's episode of Debriefing Design. Today, we will take a behind-the-scenes look of what it took to transform this outdated kitchen into this modern, eye-catching blue and brass masterpiece. This is Operation Hexpansion. The owners of this kitchen were looking for options to utilize the existing space of their kitchen better, so both the husband and wife could work in the kitchen at the same time. During our initial walkthrough, it was evident that the kitchen was dark and dated. There was also dead space by the window and on either side of the range that should have had cabinets. The owners put a marble-top furniture piece on wheels for extra counter space in front of the window, but it didn't help much with storage. Also, we discovered that the husband couldn't stand the existing cabinetry and wanted to tear them out himself. However, after learning of their initial budget, the possibility of ripping out the existing cabinetry and starting from scratch was out. Instead, we came up with a design solution that reused the existing cabinets and had custom ones built to match the existing cabinet style, so we could fill in the dead spaces. By reusing the existing cabinetry, we saved a big chunk of the materials budget and went up slightly on the labor budget due to the amount of work required to sand down the existing cabinetry and to get it prepped and ready for the new paint color. An easy way to get a custom-looking kitchen even when you don't have the budget for a fully custom kitchen is to frame in the refrigerator with deep storage above for your bigger countertop appliances or special occasion servingware, and also a vertical side panel to make the refrigerator look built in. Even when clients had the smallest of budgets, we highly recommend this design tactic to make the biggest impact on a renovation. For the wall of cabinetry by the window, our lower cabinets were custom depth due to the existing built-in cupboard and also custom height to match the windowsill. For the upper cabinets, we also had custom depth due to the existing cupboard. An effortless way to make smaller spaces with shorter ceilings, in this case 8 feet, feel taller is to make sure there is no gap between the upper cabinets and the ceiling. There are many ways to achieve this, but luckily we were able to match the existing crown molding that covers the gap above the upper cabinets. Two other strategies of our design solution that really made this kitchen are, number 1, opening of the wall to the solarium, and number 2, the new lighting layout. Originally, we had planned to take the opening by the sink all the way from countertop to ceiling, but during the demolition phase, we discovered that there was a beam, so we made the openings as wide and tall as we could without affecting the structural integrity of the wall. Our design focuses a lot on proper lighting of a space, and with a limited budget, we weren't able to get under cabinet and specific task lighting, so we opted to turn up the general ambient lighting so the kitchen would feel much brighter than before. Because this was an older property built in the 40s, we did not necessarily have space in the attic for a traditional recessed can light, so we opted to use wafer lights instead. Wafer lights are only 1/2 inch thick with a separate driver box that powers the light, so it can be placed almost anywhere in the ceiling without worrying about how much space you have in the attic or between floors. In terms of the style and color of this project, what we like to refer to as the eye candy, we went through multiple iterations. With design being so prevalent and omnipresent these days with Pinterest, Houzz, and Instagram, our clients had a tough time deciding on the final color scheme of the cabinets. We bounced back and forth between gray and blue and ultimately landed on this striking blue from Sherwin-Williams. There were a few must-haves that our clients wanted from the get-go. These included a marble-looking countertop, brass hardware, white subway backsplash, and a dark hexagon pattern floor. We found several options of hexagons in multiple colors, sizes, and designs, but ultimately landed on this 23-inch black rectified porcelain tile that didn't bust our budget. Hexagons are a classic shape, and the quarter-size hexagons are prevalent in the historic neighborhood where our clients lived. However, we are proponents for minimal maintenance for our clients, so we always opt for a larger tile and less grout if we can. This also allowed us to pay homage to the classic style that still exists in the remainder of the house. For the backsplash, we found a 4x12 gray-white modeled subway that had a lot of character and complemented the veining on our marble-looking quartz countertops perfectly. We also use a single component grout that is stain resistant and has antimicrobial properties, so maintenance should be a breeze even with a lighter grout color. Now, you've had a sneak peek of the design process. There is a lot more that goes into the before and after of any space, and depending on the project scope, the list can grow or shrink exponentially. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions or feedback about this project. Thank you for joining us this week on Debriefing Design. Make sure you subscribe for future episodes. Operation Hexpansion, case closed.